Hello and welcome back. My name is Hex, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about all the ways a narcissist will cheat on you and all the schemes, the tactics, the tricks they have. And after my video, you're going to know exactly what to watch out for. You're going to be super prepared for anything and everything a narcissist might do behind your back now. These are in no particular order, and sadly, I am guilty of some of these tactics, but some I've never done before, I've just recently heard about. I gave someone advice through an email and discovered that they had new tactics out there I never heard of. But for me, I am ashamed of the things I've done before. But let's get right into it. I would like to start out with a quick Bible verse. Exodus 20 verses 14. You shall not commit adultery. Pretty straightforward, straight from the Bible. If you're married and you suspect your partner of cheating, just know they are walking away from the light of Christ. Now, to start this video, I just want to say again, some of these things I've done in the past, not all of them. I am not the same person I was 2.5 years ago, and I'm not dating anyone now, so I'm single. However, I wouldn't feel that need to cheat on a partner anymore. I don't know what the future holds for me, and I don't know how temptation works, but I just don't envision that. I can't picture the need to do it. I don't want to walk away from the light of Christ anymore. I think I learned my lesson. I'll tell you also, just so you get to know me a little bit, I don't have a desire to be in a relationship right now anyway, but I remember all these tricks and tactics, and I'll tell you my last relationship real quick. It was mutual, no drama, no cheating, no arguments, nothing. It just ended. Okay. So I know I veered off track a little bit, but that's important information to know about me. So let's get right into how the narcissist will cheat. The first one is pretty crappy, and they spend a lot of time in the bathroom. The bathroom is like a safe haven for the narcissist. They could be in there quite a while, and they could just come out and say too many spicy foods, too much water, I needed a shower, anything along those lines. They can give you many excuses. Now, I know, unfortunately for me, I was guilty of doing that. You can actually text the other supply, you could do a video, you could take pictures, you can even call the other supply. Depending on where your partner is in the house, if they're close to the door, obviously you don't want to do it. Another one that people seem to be confused about, but I think it's pretty common, and it comes out of nowhere. They just accuse you of being unfaithful, disloyal, and a cheater. It comes out of nowhere like an RKO. If you're not familiar with an RKO, look up Randy Orton from wrestling. So you could be having a normal conversation with like a tech guy about your phone, and they'll accuse you of cheating. You could be having a conversation with your boss and get accused of cheating. You could be having a normal conversation with a man in the park petting the dog. And they will accuse you of cheating. You could smile at a cashier that gives you change at a gas station. All of a sudden, you're the town's biggest, I don't want to say that word, cheater. So where does this come from? It comes from a guilty conscience. For me, several years ago, being deeply entrenched in my disorder, I felt like I just couldn't believe that a woman would ever be faithful to me. And why would she? I'm telling you, I felt this in my heart, with a strong desire to cheat, little to no loyalty. It's just a typical narcissist pattern. The unbelievable amount of work that goes into just functioning every day as a narcissist. So it's exhausting. They just don't believe anything. And I know there are faithful people out there, and it probably wouldn't even cross most people's minds to have an affair or cheat. But that's not the world we live in. We live in an exhausting, bitter world where everyone's out to scheme and get us, you know. But again, there's so many honest people out there, and just the mere thought of cheating doesn't even cross most people's minds. But, you know, at this point, they're accusing you and you're probably hurt, you're probably confused, thinking you don't even think about cheating. It's a very cruel tactic, but to a narcissist, we come from a different world and we don't understand that concept of loyalty. Even though there are loyal people out there, it's very difficult for us to understand that. Even I now, years later, in therapy, I have a hard time believing everything that a partner will tell me. And the reason why is because all narcissists have a void inside of them. All narcs have a void, a never-ending hunger, a never-ending thirst, a blackness that can never be filled inside of them. I don't think I feel that way as much anymore, to be honest with you. And I still don't know why 100%. I know it's not calling me like it used to. That's all I do know. I did explore some of this in my other video with Narc Survivor. We did a live stream together a few months back in January. Narc Survivor, aka Chris. And he pointed out that I have been gotten closer to God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit in attending church. He pointed out that maybe that had something to do with it. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Maybe God lessened the void for me in my case. And I have been in therapy for years. But that's all I do know. That's just for me. But if you're interested in my interview with Narc Survivor, it is on my channel here. I think it's like a 2-hour and 9-minute video we did. But anyway, this will lead me to my next one, the next dirty tactic, because yes, they'll accuse you of cheating, and quite often there's a very good reason for it. It's to start an argument, a big blow up, a big argument. The bigger, the better, in fact. And why is that? This is strategically done to crush you, make you cry and make you feel worthless and helpless and hopeless all at once, so they could spend time with the other supply. They are not crushed. They are not in tears. Guarantee. But you are. And every time this is happening, they're seeing the other supply. They'll even block you on Facebook. Block your phone number. If you don't live together, great. They have a week or 3 weeks or whatever to fill up on the other supply. The fight could be about anything. It could be about not buying soap or not picking up something from the store. And they'll just lay right into you about almost nothing and layer that with past arguments so it compounds itself into a big one. They could say, well, you didn't buy me chocolate donuts at the store. Well, that just shows that you don't think about me. You think about the man in the park or the cashier. That's all you think about. Obviously, I'm not on your mind enough. I went to the store for you the other night thinking about you, went out of my way. So what does that tell me about you? And then they go on, and they'll bring up a past argument. And I remember that time you told Martha this or that about me. So they have a big argument going on with you. And you're confused, you're hurt, you're in tears, but they're just seeing the other supply. They don't feel much. The only access to real, raw emotions they have is anger and jealousy, right? Think about it. They're not shedding a tear. Now, another tactic is one night you might be like, why are you on the phone all night? What's going on? And you'll say, oh, you don't trust me. What do you think is happening here? Okay, let's have a look at my phone then. They'll give you the phone. And why would they do that? Guarantee all the dating apps are gone, deleted, and you're sitting there holding this phone and you don't see anything. They deleted them though. They deleted plenty of fish, plenty of fools, whatever. Okay, Cupid, whatever these dating things are. And they're gone. Nothing is there. That's because they may have spent 20, 30 minutes going through all their apps and deleting them on the way home. And then you're looking at the phone like an idiot. See, the thing is, they have time to do this because they make the time, because they want the time, because the void is unrelenting. The calling for cruelty, the calling for pain, the calling for deception, the blackness to suck everyone in around them. Remember, the narcissist needs supply. They don't want it. They need it, absolutely need it. And depending on the level of NPD, they might have multiple partners. All right, so getting back to the phone, sometimes they'll have multiple partners on the side. Let's say Tina and Jennifer. Well, if Tina or Jennifer ever call the phone and you see it, guarantee you're not going to see Tina or Jennifer. You're going to see Uncle Buck or Cousin Vinny, for example, right? They're not going to they're not going to use Tina or Jennifer. So you're going to see Cousin Vinny that's calling, that needs money or whatever. These are well thought out strategies that the narcissist has been running for many years. Most normal, honest, faithful people do not do these things, but you know now, and now you know what to look out for. Another big one is if you ever question them and they're on their phone at random at home, they'll snap and yell at you and say, "I'm playing chess on the phone. Here, go ahead and look at it," and throw the phone at you. And you're sitting there looking, there's a chess app open, right? And now you feel stupid and guilty for accusing them. All they did was open up the chess app. That's it. Guarantee if they're around you, all those other apps, those dating things are deleted anyway. Well, okay, so here's the hard part. Another strategy that I used, I would wait for my ex-wife to fall asleep. This was a big one, because if I timed it out perfectly, I knew I would have 3 to 4 hours. I would have this block of time that I could use and call my other supply if I needed. So I would just have to wait till 8:30, say. And once I hear snoring, I'm ready for my other supply. And now I can go out of the house even. If they dare question me, I could say I had a craving. I had to fill up my air in my tires. I had to fill up on gas. I had to buy a lottery ticket. I had to buy a drink for the morning. Or I could turn it around and make you feel stupid and guilty and say, "I bought you donuts because you always eat them. I was being nice to you." All right, so I would actually go in the bathroom and make a little bit of noise just to make sure she's asleep. And then I would have 4 hours. And before I get tired, I would have 3 to 4 hours every night. This is time that I could depend on. I could call my other supply, text my other supply, go on to dating apps, do whatever I want while she's sleeping, even in bed. If she's faced the other way, I might not even have to get out of bed unless I have to make a phone call, right? So now you know. That gives me a standard amount of time every night. And then if you ever question me, I'll just say, "Hey, I did this for you. I was trying to be nice to you. I went out of my way to the other A&P food store to get you donuts or whatever. How dare you question me?" There you have a guilt trip as well. All right, so another big one is flirting. And often they'll do this right in front of you because they don't care. The reason why, see, I've never done this. I actually only recently realized that this was happening. I couldn't believe how rude and disrespectful this is, but it is common. But anyway, they'll flirt right in front of you. The reason why is to put you on notice. You better treat me good. You better do everything I ask, because you could be replaced. Don't you see how that lady was flirting with me? You can be replaced easily. A waitress can replace you. Again, I've personally never done that. I think this is almost like spitting in someone's face. I know a lady told me a story where she was on a first date with someone at Denny's. I mean, Denny's is not all bad, okay, but they were flirting with the waitress right in front of the date on the first date. I mean, it's unbelievable. But the person, they weren't actually in a relationship, so the person was a little bit confused on it. And I just decided that, I'll tell her not to have a second date just to be on the safe side. It just sounds like a red flag. Huge red flag. Think about it. If they're doing this in the beginning and you're not even together, it's not like it's going to get better. Things don't get better with time. Narcissists, we're not red wine. We don't get better with time. In fact, we get worse more often than not. It's just disrespectful. Think about it. Get rid of these red flags. Move on. There's plenty of men out there, Why get caught up on one? Well, anyway, there was another one where they were driving in the car on the first date, and the guy got out and started screaming at the other driver. I guess it was an older lady because she didn't turn right away. Big red flag. Dismiss them. Move on. No need for date number 2. But that doesn't mean the guy's a narcissist. It could be an alcoholic, could be borderline, could just have a really horrible temper. I mean, there's schizophrenia, there's mood disorders. It goes on and on and on. Who cares? Just get rid of them, move on, right? Even a narcissist might know that, hey, I have to be on my best behavior until I hook this person in for at least a few months or even a year, right? We wear a mask, at least we try. So it's best to just avoid these types of people in the beginning and see the red flags for what they are. And people are confused on that. And I think the reason why is because it's just so unusual and unorthodox that people behave that way. And not everyone can understand it. If you're in a relationship with them, though, think about it. It's not going to get better. It never gets better. Trust me on that. If you're in a relationship and they start doing these things to you, don't cure them. You're not a doctor. They need therapy. They need Jesus Christ. They don't need you. You cannot fix a narcissist. You can't. You could try. If you want to try, think about it. But you can't fix this. So, alright. So, if a person seems to have a bad temper in the beginning, obviously you do want to move on. And I know I kind of veered off course a little bit, but I will say that if you're dating a narcissist, they'll cheat even if you don't see it. They're just trying to cheat, even if they're not. They're gonna try, they're going to. If not in the beginning, in the middle of the relationship. It's just inevitable. That's just the way it is. And remember, narcs have a difficult time acting great in the beginning of a relationship. So until or unless you're hooked in, engaged, or have children, the key is that's when the mask drops, when they know they have you hooked. So just avoid them, period. And remember, if you're hooked in already and you have to co-parent, they're going to do everything possible to make your life miserable, you and the children. It's best, what I'm trying to say is it's best to just avoid them in the beginning, right? Look for the red flags. And I think most people know what to look for. It's whether or not you want to look for them, right? Okay. So, I will say this. Most narcissists, unless they have a massive amount of narc injuries and a multiple of losses at once, like job loss, divorces, the children leaving them. You know, it took a lot of those things that happened to me just to get me to accept what I am and become self-aware. And I'm not sure you want to put all that time and energy in a relationship because you want to make it better. They're not going to do the same for you. guarantee. And if you're with the narcissist, eventually they're going to discard you. You are replaceable, believe me. And they won't shed a tear over you. Not a single tear, not one teardrop. Trust me, I know this is 100% factual. I speak from experience. And I will say, if you catch your partner cheating, there's a Bible verse that might help you out. It says, "Do not say, 'I will repay evil.' Wait for the Lord, and he will deliver you." Okay. Well, take care. I hope now you have strategies and tactics to look out for. I probably missed a bunch of them. I might have to make a part 2, 3, 4, 5. Who knows? I know there's a ton of things I missed. I know they have new tactics every day. But take care. God bless. Be safe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, or you could just email me. Thank you for watching.